Hi Libra, welcome to your August tarot and astrology reading. This reading is a little bit late, so I apologize for that. The channel is going to be changing soon, some very exciting changes, so stay tuned for that. So Libra, this is an interesting time because so much of the activity in the sky at the minute is all to do with Leo energy. The month began with a new moon in Leo. Similarly, we've had Venus there, Mars is there right up until the 18th of August, and Mercury is re-entering on the 11th, the same day that Jupiter goes direct, Uranus goes retrograde. A pretty interesting day, August 11th. Now, while we're on the number 11, so many Libras may have noticed they were seeing the number 11 quite a lot. And if you're one of those Libras, there's a very good reason for that. So Leo season is all about the 11th house. And that rules our friendships, that rules online, that rules our relationships with people in groups. But the 11th house is also known as the wish house. That's why 1111 is when you make a wish. So well, that's wonderful enough on its own to say, yes, we have a new moon there. We have, we have Mars there, Venus there, Mercury moves back there, and the Sun is there, of course. That's pretty good, isn't it? To have that many planets in your wish house, but it gets better. Jupiter is making beautiful trines to Venus and to all the Leo aspects, giving you these beautiful wish fulfillment moments. And as Jupiter is, of course, in your third house of communications, if you want to write something, if you're interested in the literary world, or actually, whatever you're interested in, chances are if you write it down, particularly this week, particularly on the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th of this month, things will start to come true pretty quickly, actually. And that beautiful full moon on the 15th, albeit a little bit tricky because it's pushing us to be, here, now we're talking. Okay. Yes, it's in your 5th house of romance. Here's the number 5, and here's the little romantic page of cups. See? Yeah, someone is making you an offer that you could probably not refuse, a romantic offer. It could be with a Taurus, it could be with a water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, a Pisces, or it could be somebody who's really very interested in maybe religion, maybe structure. They may be quite involved in the church, they may be quite religious. But for the most part, I see the page as this message and the Hierophant as this, it's known as the commitment card, really. So people, Libras in relationships may find that they go official, particularly around that full moon in the 5th house for you, because having a full moon in the 5th is really lovely. It's a very nice feeling. It may also mean that for some single Libras, there's a person coming in who is long-term material, or it may mean that you're hearing a message from somebody that could be a Taurus or could really fit this Hierophant style structure. So I think it's about time to split the cards. You're feeling very private at the moment, despite there being so much activity in such a social side of the sky for you. You're socializing quite a lot, but you're watching what you're saying around people in particular. You're kind of feeling like, Jupiter having been retrograde in your communication sector, you have been learning a few hard truths on speaking your mind and how some people really can't take it. The 3 of Wands, there's a quest for adventure, a quest for change, and a choice in the path that you will next go down. The Page of Pentacles is in the center. 4 of Swords, King of Pentacles. There seems to be an earth sign energy coming out for Libras, but there's fire as well here. Queen of Wands. Oh, the 4 of Wands. Very happy. The 6 of Pentacles. Lovely. What's underneath? Ooh, Ace of Wands. Oh, and the Lovers is underneath that, and the King of Cups. Okay. I'll maybe fan these a little bit so you can see because this is going to be very easy in the extended to go into the elements that we have here. See? So, earth, fire, and water off the bat, but there's Gemini here if you are dealing with that, and if you're dealing with an air sign, we'll get there. Whew. This is very, very much suggesting that although you have many, many people in August needing your attention and needing your time and needing your energy, 11th house energy can be kind of draining, but not so much for the air signs such as yourself. You know, you guys kind of do thrive off social interaction and being connected to other people. For Libras, a lot of the time, friends are like family. I find a lot of the time that Libras can be only children, but other times I think Libras very much, they find their grace in their relationships. You are the sign that is most commonly associated with relationships. So for a sign such as yourself to see both the Lovers and the Four of Wands very present in your reading, the sign for connection is really, really, really good. And that full moon, and I want to talk a lot about Uranus as well, because Uranus is going retrograde just as the moon is trining Uranus. Or is it trining Venus? I think it's trining Venus. The moon is trining Venus. And, you know, Venus is your ruler. So to be having little pings of hope of joy and promise of romance, because Uranus retrograde is actually taking a romantic spin, it's giving us a chance to reflect on the way that we react to relationships. And for a lot of you, I think with the Four of Swords here, you may have been in the single game for a very long time, or you may have been laying low, romantically speaking. For a lot of Libras, with the King of Pentacles in the challenge, I think an earth sign presence in your life has been difficult. Either for external reasons, it could be to do with the Three of Wands, it could be a distance issue. It could also be that this person is blocking you from new opportunities, because I see a fire sign, and I think this has come up a few times as well. There's a fire energy on the periphery for Libra people. You may actually meet somebody through a friend, and that's where I want to be very, very, very clear with the 11th house energy. Venus there, the idea of meeting somebody online might be stomach wrenching to you, but it's a very, very, very high chance of success when that's going on. Similarly, you may meet somebody through a friend, because the Six of Pentacles is a generosity card. You could meet somebody involved with charity work, or you could be finding that the more you're putting out into the universe in terms of love and in terms of energy, the more that comes back to you. Try it. Actively give love to somebody, whether it's a friend, whether it's a family member, and you'll see how much more quickly it comes into your life. It's kind of one of the most interesting parts of the law of attraction, is that you cannot get what you want if you envy somebody else. And I think that's very, very, very true for people, and particularly Libra as a neighboring sign to Scorpio. You may have Scorpio in your chart or a progressed sun. Be wary of jealousy preventing you from attracting what it is you want. For those of you dealing with a fire sign or a water sign, there's a lot of chemistry. The Ace of Wands and the Lovers can sometimes represent a pregnancy with a water sign. The Queen of Wands and the Four of Wands can be finding somebody that you share passions with. Really romantically, it's actually looking incredibly good, Libra. I do see a problem with defenses though, particularly if you're dealing with an Aries or somewhere where there's an age difference, because yes, there's the Hierophant and the Page of Cups again. You could be hearing from an Aries or a Scorpio. If it is a Scorpio or an Aries, they have an issue with ego. And it's not ego in the sense that they're necessarily full of themselves. I mean, they might be, you know. The Emperor, yeah. It seems to be a very strong defensive issue. It's either yours or theirs. They might not be so fond of being accused of something, or they might not be so fond of being questioned. That can go for anybody in your life. It feels as though someone that you're serious about takes on an emperor style role, and the way that you meet them is by being passionate about what it is that you're doing or a common interest. It's a really, really, really lovely time, August. It's all these amazing energies astrologically, and with Jupiter going direct, we all feel that. You find that the things that you were hoping for come into your life so much quicker. That's what the Ace of Wands and the Lovers is. It's kind of love at first sight for a lot of people. August might not necessarily be your month for meeting the person of your dreams, but it is the month where you can put out that energy and expect to see something come back quicker. You know, the full moon in the 5th house can be very much when you decide to let the person that is blocking you go, especially if it is a Capricorn, a Virgo, or a Taurus. But we'll get more into these people in the extended. So I love you guys very much. Thank you so much for being patient with me. I appreciate it. As I say, the channel is going to be changing. So if you're interested in sticking around for that, or you're not already subscribed, please do. It's going to be taking on a bit of a twist that I don't think the other tarot sites are doing. I kind of want to make it a little bit different. So stay tuned for that. And I will see you guys in the extended. Bye, Libra.